watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jenna Busonko, and I'm here with my co-host Ibrahim Babalde and our newspaper review guest. For the first time being on the newspaper review, am I right, Mr. Abdullahi Oba from the National Youth Parliament, who happens to be the clerk. So welcome to the program for the first time, and we are looking forward to the amazing insights that you'll be sharing with us in relation to current affairs in the Gambia. So, Ibrahim, we're aware that Mamadou Lamin Choi is currently on the Meet the People tour with the President of the Gambia, Adama Barrow. As demanded by the Constitution of the Gambia, the President has to go on tour to get the concerns of the public, as well as look at development projects across the country to gauge the successes and some of the challenges happening down there. So, Mamadou Lamin Choi is with the team and currently in the North Bank region in Kerawan. So, we'll be joined by Mamadou Lamin Choi, who will giving us updates in relation to the tour currently. Mamadou Lamin Choi, thank you so much for joining us, and good morning. Choi, are you there? Yes, so Choi is not here yet, but like I said, Choi will be joining us to give us all the updates.
I mean, I think, the tour started yesterday.
Right.
I mean, they left yesterday. Currently, they are in Kerawan, NBR. Like I said, yesterday I mentioned it on this program. I said it is part of the Constitution. It is mentioned that the President should at least go twice a year to go and meet the people, at least to know their concern, and also get first-hand information on some of the ongoing projects. So I think that's what the President is doing now. I mean, there was a time when the President was on a nationwide tour. I think the second time, people were asking, why is the President always on nationwide tours? But it is stated in the Constitution, at least twice a year. The President is, given that privilege to go and meet the people. Yes.
So personally, on the basis of the Meet the People tour, I've mentioned it time and time again every single year that the President goes for the Meet the People tour, that, you know, the Meet the People tour goes beyond what the President goes and does there. It's about us, the public, because normally they get to open the floor for people to come on and give their suggestions, comments, and the like. So it's about, I think this is where the center comes in, the center responsible for civic education. Then they have to, you know, before the President goes for a Meet the People tour, there should be enough sensitization on the side of the public to tell them, oh, your President is going for a Meet the People tour. It is demanded by the Constitution, but you as a citizen also have a role to bring out issues happening in your community. So on the other way, it is not understood really what a Meet the People tour is meant for. That's a problem. And I see Mr. Bade shaking his head. It seems you agree with me that there's a, you know, misconception about a President's Meet the People tour.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Definitely, there might necessarily not be a misconception. In my opinion, I think what really happens is the fact that we are not realistic with regards to what should be done and what is the essence of the Meet the People tour. The President is having a meeting in a village that I really know very well in North Bank today, in Dobo. But I left that place and came on Sunday. When I was coming, I saw the National Road Authority plastering every part of the road that goes to North Bank. I mean, why should you have to wait until it's the President that is visiting the North Bank that you will have to fix the road? The people that are traveling, flying, using that road on a daily basis need it fixed. So, but you just wait until when it's Meet the People tour, you want to fake all of the realities that exist. The road is very terrible. The road is really very bad. So why would you just have to fix it? I mean, the essence of meeting the people is to go see what they're living. I mean, there's this proverb that says that he who feels it knows it. So let the President know these are the realities on the ground. This is the road that we use on a daily basis, so that when he uses that and comes back home, he has in his mind that, well, the road to North Bank is necessarily not in good order. I should be able to do something to fix it. So I was really not very happy with regards to that. But then it's necessary, it's very important, because when he meets the people this way, he is able to hear from them directly what are some of their plights and what are some of the needs that they have.
This is an opportunity to each and every person right now. You will not be able to talk to the President every day. You will not be able to see him every day. Even if you have your concerns as maybe a community you know, inhabitants. I mean, it's difficult for you to access the, maybe you will send your concerns to the councillor, then to the area council, whereby maybe at some point they will send it to the president. But this is an opportunity. It's a tete-a-tete with the president. If you have the opportunity, I think it's important to mobilize yourself in such a way whereby your message will get to the president.
Yeah.
You mentioned the road. I think it is very unfair for people of that community to be treated like that. You know, so it's an opportunity, and we shouldn't just limit it to clapping and dancing, wearing T-shirts and welcoming the president.
Yeah, personally, I think this is also an opportunity for the president to kind of reunite the country, because as we speak, we see that division. The election cycle has finished a long time ago, and when the election cycle was closing, I was like, thank God the election cycle is closing. So the fact that it's closing, we're all going to go back to the drawing board and say to ourselves, we have a common goal, which is to ensure that the Gambia gets to develop. Because if it does not, it's going to affect each and every party, DOI, GMC, any other party, because those party individuals also have their own relatives living in the country. So I think this is also an opportunity for the president to call for unity and to ensure that when, you know, they have their meetings in each constituency, they, as much as they can, also draw the attention of the opposition to attend these meetings, and also for the opposition to understand that it's not also a chance for them to bring in differences, because normally, you know, opposition sometimes deliberately come on these meetings to say negative things. So I am, you know, looking forward to this Meet the People tour as a form of reuniting the country and reminding, you know, Gambians that we have a common goal. If NPP fails, who happens to be the head, happens to be the president of the country. If he fails, then we fail as a country. So I think, Mr. Ba, we should be looking along those lines as much as possible. Personally, that's how I see it.
Most definitely. I mean, that is how it is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Once the election cycle ends, it is us as a nation that should sit and decide on what we should do, because it does not change anything.
Right.
I mean, being an opposition doesn't mean if the president is not doing it the way you want it, you can just stop it overnight. I mean, we wait for the election cycle to come again so we can effect changes. Sometimes in 2019, when the president said once election are done, he will suspend every other political activities in this country until when an election cycle is open again.
Okay.
This was a statement that I really hailed, because I want to believe the only way we as a nation can develop and the only way we as a people can develop is for us to be able to come together when the election cycle ends. We work towards
together.
Sure
yes, Mr. Ba. So we have Mamadou Lamin Choi on the line, who's currently in Kerewan in the North Bank region as part of the president's delegation for the Meet the People tour. So Choi, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. I know you must be tired because you had to travel yesterday, and ñu la massa choona non lañ ko mëna waxé.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a very good opportunity and experience to be on this tour with His Excellency President Adama Barrow with his delegation crisscrossing every nook and cranny of the country to listen and hear the plights and concerns of the Gambian people. So it's a tedious assignment, but a very important, highly significant one for me.
Yeah, so so far since traveling yesterday and now you're at Kerewan North Bank region, what has been happening so far? We also saw this update on the groundnut season and the prices that government are willing to buy it for. I think that revelation was made during the tour, am I right?
Yes, it's a development, and it's something that many people have been waiting for. But the tour started. The president departed State House yesterday in the afternoon and took the ferry, Kunta Kinte ferry, and you know, usually the meeting starts at the North Bank region, where in Esau or Barra he was welcomed by local authorities, you know, for this tour to begin. But his first meeting was done at Pakau Njogu. But previously, before getting to Pakau Njogu, he had the opportunity to inspect the Hakaland roads, which he is impressed when it comes to the progress of work. And he has also, like many residents of the communities around that area, you know, look forward to the impact this road will have on the lives and livelihood of the people of that area. So proceeding from that side visit of the Hakalang Road, President Adama Barrow was given a rousing welcome by, the communities, at Pakao Njogu. Of course, it was a joint meeting of Upper Nyomi, Lower Nyomi, and Jokado, where farmers, residents of the communities, representatives of different groups had the opportunity to speak and talk to the president for him to hear how appreciative they are of certain developments that have been, ruled out by government, but also some concerns which they have raised and want government to intervene. So the announcement for the price of groundnuts, as I have mentioned earlier, is something that farmers would wait for during this time of the season. The farmers have already harvested, their groundnuts, and now sales are expected to start. Government, through His Excellency President Adama Barrow, has announced that by the 4th of December, effective 4th of December, government will start buying groundnuts from farmers. But the good news is that every year, groundnut prices increase. And we have had from last year, I was also on this tour, and I had President Adama Barrow announcing groundnut prices to increase from 28,000 per ton to 32,000 per ton. And another announcement was also expected yesterday at that first meeting, where His Excellency President Barrow also announced that groundnut prices will increase from $32,000 per ton to $38,000 per ton. We had, people cheering and jubilating in jubilant mood, because this is hugely important for the farmers who have worked so hard in order to make ends meet. Many, people in this country rely on farming in order to, to survive. So this was a good news for the farmers, and government has promised more support in terms of supporting them in order to expanding, the agricultural sector.
Yeah, so Choi, I will just interrupt there because we have a bit of a packed program. So aside from the farming season and the price of groundnut changing, and all these farmers are, in the North Bank region are now happy that government has increased their buying price. Aside from that, what other issues stood out during that joint meeting in the North Bank region, which was held at Pakao Njogu?
Thank you. I'll start with security. These speakers, some speakers highlighted the issue of security. Of course, they have acknowledged the presence of the police, but some of them who spoke highlighted some challenges in terms of mobility. You have police station, one police station representing a whole constituency without, means of transportation, and they have raised this concern to the president for government's action. Another concern came from a farmer that government needs to be making early announcement on the price of groundnut in order to avoid farmers selling the groundnuts to others, because after when they do the harvesting and all of that, that period it takes them to wait for the president to make announcement for the groundnut season, marketing season to start. Encourages others to go and buy to go and sell their groundnuts to others. So they have told the president that next time at least there should be earlier announcement to make sure that farmers will sell their groundnuts to the government, which is highly important. So another challenge, of course, which is cross-cutting in the country, problem of road, problem of access to water. Some of them have acknowledged the improvements that have been made in these areas, but they have also asked for more government intervention, to improve the conditions of people when it comes to access to health, when it comes to access to, on youth matters also, when it comes to skills development. Another concern, of course, this one is coming from the state of, the head of state, His Excellency President Barrow, is young people engaging in irregular migration. He has, expressed deep concern and regret the losses of lives along the irregular migration during the irregular migration journey. And he has also promised his government's interventions to work with its development partners like Saudi in order to provide, job opportunities for the young people of this country, for them to engage in safe migration.
Yeah, was he specific about opportunities that his government will be providing? Was he specific about it? Or
yes,
was it just
I'm citing this example. He told at the meeting, he revealed that he's less than a week from Saudi Arabia, where he had the opportunity to meet authorities and discuss with them. And they have told him that Saudi Arabia needs millions of people to come and work in that country. So there are millions of job opportunities for people. So, and there are very few Gambians there. So what he had to do was sit with authorities in order to come up with agreement that will provide young people of this country to travel to Saudi Arabia and get job opportunities that will help them, at least have a decent life, in addition to some of the initiatives that government is implementing in the Gambia.
Yeah, I just hope that that agreement also is looked into properly to, protect the lives of our Gambian youth. So I'm looking forward to what that agreement says. But aside from that, before you leave, how is the attendance of this Meet the People tour? Were you able to see the opposition parties, attending, and just all the individual young people, women? So what's the ratio really of this attendance during this process?
It was a very good, meeting whereby so many people also joined in order to speak and also listen to the president. I wouldn't know the membership of these people when it comes to, or the political affiliation of these people, I wouldn't know. But this is a very important opportunity which is in fulfillment of a constitutional requirement for the president to, to at least go out and tour the country at least twice a year, to understand the plight, the concern, and also to assess the impact of his government's programs, policies, and projects on the lives and livelihood of the people. So people have come out and they've been quite honest about what their problems are.
Okay.
They've also been quite honest by expressing appreciation and gratitude for the development that the government, has been rolling out in the country to improve their living condition. So, Geneva, so many people have come out, but I wouldn't know which political party they belong.
No. I was not. The question was not to say specifically, but obviously there are certain political figures. You can always know that, this individual was here and they're part of this. You can always tell due to who they are, but that's okay. But like you said, all spheres of lives were represented, young people, women, and all. The turnout is good, which is a good thing. But also, just at a personal level, how are you feeling? You must be tired, and you're looking forward to a long days. Mbadang de muna malo because man hamna na yo choenga santa. Tayo danga ampu dur sa malo butanga suba bu meti. Nga soga duga ham loy def ci tobe. Wa wala dede?
Bugon na yo nga ñoo nga am experience bi ni. Ko defé di nga xam challenges yi ñoo face fini. Why with all of that, comme numa ko waxe ci beginning bi rek, it's a deep honor and privilege for me to come and represent QTV here and also to keep the public informed about what is happening.
Wow, na waxut si malo bu tanga bi nak bobu waxulo si. La dang de amma bobu bugulo sewa, bugulo use.
No, ñun duñ lay lekk ñun ay sëriñ leen.
Te yaa ngi ànd ak Mamat Faye xam nga moom tam beneen lekkakat.
Coy daf dee or.
Coy daf dee or.
Coy wax ko yow or kan nga. Coy.
Baax na because Mamat tam dafa door maalo suba de.
wax ko ne da nga
moom xëy na léegi the first thing lu ma wax.
Waaw
the first thing lu ma wax mooy nañ dem uti muru. waaye man moom I am not worried because man without breakfast or food I am ready to go.
You are ready to go. But thank you so much, Mamadou Lamin Choi, for the amazing work that you are doing, giving us all the updates that we need. And good luck. Good luck, and thank you so much. Looking forward to the stories that you'll be filing throughout this particular tour. Yeah, so from...
Thank you, Geneva. It's a pleasure. and I hope to join you again. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. From that, with Mamadou Lamin Choi on that update, we'll just, Ibrahim, go ahead for a short commercial break.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and when we come back, we head right on to current affairs. So we'll be right back.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Back from that short break, and thank you so much to Mamadou Lamin Choi for that brilliant update on the Meet the People tour. So for more on the Meet the People tour, get to watch QTV News, and Mamadou Lamin Choi will be telling us every single detail of what is happening there. So Ibrahim, we are back, and we're just going to head right on to the African proverb, and looking forward to what Mr. Abdoulaye Oba, his thoughts will be on this proverb.
Yeah, I mean, the African proverb reads, the man who builds his own throne rules over a desert. I mean, the man who builds his own throne rules over a desert. At this point, I mean, let's engage Mr. Ba. Mr. Ba, what is your own interpretation when it comes to this proverb?
Thank you very much. I mean, I must say they're quite a word. And when you say the man who builds his own throne rules over a desert, I cannot understand the conundrum, most definitely. Because if you build your own throne, what is expected is that you preside over, you rule over that throne. But then having to build your own throne and then ruling over a desert, I don't see the connection.
Yes,
well, I think there is a bit, I mean, it depends on the context you use you are coming from. Yes. You know, to rule over people, you need a system, you know. You need a system in place to be able to rule a particular land. But we all know a desert is an empty land, you know, just a sandy place.
Yes, so personally, I think, because it says the man who builds his own throne rules over a desert. We all know that thrones normally, it has to do with, it's hereditary. Like it's passed from one generation to another. Right? You're not just born to a throne, like to your own throne. Like you're born to lead based on a system, like you said, that has existed before. So then to have the throne, it requires all the systems where probably your granddad, your dad, now yourself, and then there's a system, there's a collaborative effort coming from everywhere to actually build a throne. You did not build it on your own as a person, because a throne is like a whole kingdom. And a kingdom, we all know that it passes from one generation to another. So when it passes from one generation to another, it does not mean you build it on your own. You did not build it on your own. So, and it means there are people that you're ruling. So because you're ruling those people, there's collaborative effort that put the throne together. So then you will not be ruling a desert. In this instant, the desert means then you don't have people to rule. In this instant, you have people to rule because this has passed through the generations that it needed to pass through. I did not build a throne on my own. It has to pass through my great-grandfather, my father, and all the passages that it needs to pass through. And then there are subjects to the throne that you will get to lead instead of leading a desert, an empty land.
It's telling you if you want to rule, you have to be ruled. You understand? You have to accept, I mean, that procedure of handing over power from one person to another. Maybe if you have I mean, during our school days, we have the Tsar dynasty.
Exactly,
you know, so it's telling you, you cannot leave the Tsar dynasty and you go build your own. You understand? You have to pass through the normal one that you have, the one that is left behind by your great-grandparents. So it's just telling you, you have to follow the procedure to be able to be in power. So I think that's
sort of a thing. You might not agree with us.
Makes a lot of sense.
You might not agree with me. So you don't agree?
No, I am going to think sort of different. Not per se disagree with you.
Okay.
But let's say, for example, I am a conqueror, fight with people, and conquered, and I'm able to establish my own kingdom. You understand? I've built my own throne. And in this case, I'm likely going to, I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of history, I mean, people usually are conquerors, and they're able to build their own thrones. And eventually they rule over those subjects that they rule. But it makes a lot of sense what you talk about. In order for you to be able to have subjects, you must have people that are loyal to the cause that you live in. So that makes a lot of sense, and I agree with you entirely on that aspect.
Yes, because if you don't pass through the system of the great-grandfather and then the subjects are already there, then you'll be ruling an empty land.
Most definitely.
Yes, so you need to have that effort there. So moving on, Ibrahim, we can just move on now to current affairs. I have The Voice, The Point, Foria also is here. We can just delve into it as quick as possible.
So what are some of the headlines?
Yes, some of the headlines obviously has to do with the groundnut. You know, so what's your take on that? The government this time decided to come and then increase the price. But then Choi made a very important point that the farmers are also making, that it needs to be announced on time, because government, according to farmers, the price of government normally is not favorable. They might have already maybe even spoken to, you know, outsiders to sell it to them at this point. So, you know, but just generally, what's your take on that?
So I think this is a step in the right direction, and the government of the Gambia should be commended if they should come up with this initiative. I have it on a first-hand clear basis to tell you that in most of the cases, farmers in the Gambia will sell their groundnuts out of the country.
Right.
I mean, this is because sometimes it follows a very long bureaucratic, system before you're able to access funds from government. So they send, let's say, for example, governments to, fundings to regional directorates or to particular districts where you can come and sell your groundnut. And sometimes a whole lot of queue before the process is done and you are able to get your money. It takes a lot of time. And sometimes also the prices that they're buying the groundnut from the farmers from are usually really very bad. I mean, you look at this from a host of other issues, because fertilizer sold to the farmers is sold at a very, very high price. I mean, if you know very well how it happened last year. So you don't expect the average farmer in the North Bank region or everywhere in CRR to have bought from government very expensive fertilizer, and now they have their groundnut. This is what they're hoping to rely on for the rest of the 8 months that comes, because you only have three months of rainy season, and eventually everything that you are able to cultivate during this period is what you depend on for the rest of the year. So you don't expect them to come and be selling those groundnut to you at a very cheap price when they're seeing other people or the neighboring countries in Senegal buying it at in fact a more reasonable price. So it's good if government should come up with the initiative of making declarations early and making sure they put forward the mechanisms to be able to buy the groundnuts from our farmers at a very, very reasonable price.
Yeah, but fertilizers were also highly subsidized during this farming season. We also saw really high subsidies in those areas. So I think it's only fair that this time they also sell it to, you know, the Gambia government.
That's the good thing.
That's the good thing, you know. They when you subsidize it for them, they also feel the need to allow the groundnut to stay in our country.
Last year it was heavily subsidized.
Yes,
I mean,
it was.
You know, you mentioned something very significant. You know, as a farmer, if you farm throughout the season, and you harvested your crops, at the end of the time you want, you know, a fast buyer. I mean, you don't need to go through all that bureaucracy process to be able to access your money. But I think few years back, the government of the Gambia collaborated with the Q Group, whereby they buy with Q money, whereby they open Q money account for farmers, and once you sell your groundnut, they pay you, through Q money.
Right.
So I think buying and selling it's becoming easier.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's not only the government that is buying this groundnut. I mean, people outside, people from Senegal, they'll come into the country and buy this groundnut. But now, what is the strategy that the government is going to do to make sure farmers sell their groundnut? Because they'll sell to the person who is going to pay more.
Yeah. So that is why they decide to increase the price. You know, that's the only strategy that they can use to increase the price, the buying price from government to ensure that it stays. But aside from that, we also understand that there's a bumper harvest this year. So, which means if that is the case, then maybe other strategies have also been used, such as organic farming, which has been working. And also, in as much as there's bumper harvest, we need to watch out for aflatoxins. So the last time I was talking to this plant services, and they're talking about innovative ways for these aflatoxins, because, you know, China and other countries have their standards when it comes to the kind of groundnut that they can receive when they check for aflatoxins, the percentage, and all of that. So I think more innovative ways are also needed in that area. But to move away from this, today is World Television Day. So, and we're here, you know, educating the public and all of that. So, Mr. Ba, you know, at what age did you start watching television, and what did television teach you personally?
I started watching television at a very early age. I think I was born in a house that had a TV.
Yeah.
And, but then back then it used to be this very ugly small TVs that
The
were
ugly
that
ones.
were in colors. And then we knew more or less nothing. I was watching football and we used to be like, I'm supporting the white, I'm supporting the black. And it's only black and white, so you can always...
because they don't get jersey be.
You cannot see the colors.
Why man feke o ma black and white de. Man tuma digante yalla nak feke o ma black and white.
Sénégal
kon
lañ
Mr. Ba
doon
yow ñaata
seetaan
Mr. Ba kon yow
most of the
Mr. Ba yow
time
doo waa
amoon na benn TV boo xam ne ñun suñ télé bu ndaw la télé boobu noonu boobu rek lañ dee mun a jàpp ba pare by that was very active bi nga xam ne dafa indi ay antenne ak fële connect so after 94 coup d'état bi suma daa cuun rek mu gis di Gambia Television ñu ngi def nataali Yaya Jammeh ba pare ñu def di Gambia Television so after mu ne ma ne lii mu ngi mel ni TV Gambia la kii moo def coup d'état waaye ñu ngi am Gambia Television so loolu nekk na si screen bi almost a week loolu rek moo day génna you know at some point ñu start di am ay programs you know.
So, but I think on World Television Day, you know, I just think we should, you know, appreciate the pioneers. You know, for example, the Gambia Radio and Television Services, GRTS. We all grew up watching GRTS, and because GRTS came, it gave birth to, you know, us sitting here today, and the media landscape when it comes to television is really increasing. So we're sending some love to all the people that led the way, Uncle Boramboch, Jena Banyang,
Lamin Manga.
Yes, Lamin Mangas, and just every Fatu Kamara, all of them that really inspired most of us to really get into television. And also, aside from that, the fact that television really educates. You know, at the National Youth Parliament, I'm sure you make good use of television to ensure that your message is out there. You know, since, you know, you started using television campaigns, how has it impacted your work?
Well, I think the multimedia is one of the biggest assets that our generation has, and that include the TV and the radio and other form of outlets that you can use to be able to reach out to people. This that you and I are doing here and able to correspond with Choi, who is all the way in North Bank, couldn't have been possible without this avenue of a TV. So it's something that is imperatively very, very important. And with the National Youth Parliament, we try to reach as much as people as we can. And the only way we can do this is via the internet and also the televisions, and it has been very instrumental in the work that we do.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm afraid that is all we have time for. But World Television Day, yay! QTV.
It's amazing, yeah.
He's key expert. Key Sadenko wara send some shout out.
And by the way, I will not do justice if I did not say QTV has ushered in a new era in television in the Gambia, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Te ñu am fi kii. Suñ fi amee kii ñun yëpp baax na. Ibrahima Balde yow saani ma dara waay. Saani ma jox ma may leen ma rek baalal leen ma kii mu ma baatare baalal leen ma rek.
Off camera.
Off camera yow dafa yomba waay baalal ma. Let's go for a short break and we'll be right back.
Qcell mooy suñu boss. Qcell mooy suñu boss. Qcell mooy suñu boss. Soro Go, ebeda wada full network suda tili. QCell. Ni lafta diamula wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network dumala keta wati. QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria. QCell. Sunny boss. Nyo finjaka indi 3G, new delu taxi 4G plus, and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawa fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itella multi milka kukutol nati Gambia. QCell made a lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dealer daddy ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell, Sunny boss, QCell, Sunny boss, QCell, Sunny boss, QCell, Sunny boss. Connect solo be bambandi QCell, Sunny boss. QCell most innovative QCell, Sunny boss.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunny Bus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system, reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. Ibrahim?
Yeah, so we are back. I mean, we'll turn our attention to look at the community outreach, promoting mental health and well-being.
Yeah.
And we have Lamin.
Mr. Lamin Diba, yes. Program Officer, Association for the Mentally Disabled Gambia, and Mr. Bakari Kamara, Metro Nurse in charge, Tanka Tanka. Particularly, Ibrahim, I think when I saw Mr. Bakari Kamara, Metro Nurse, Tanka Tanka, I was super excited because I felt like this is the individual who, you know, holds the authority internally and can tell us the truth as to some of the challenges there. You know, we just hear things happening and we are not sure because we do not get the right information from the right people.
True.
So having these individuals here is very important for us to clear the air in terms of certain things. But I believe this is the first time that we are having the Association for the Mentally Disabled Gambia. Not the first time.
Not the first.
Not the first, but I mean, we would just want to get an update as to some of the work that you've been doing just before we engage Mr. Bakary Camara here.
Thank you very much, Jenaba, and thank you, Balde, for giving us the opportunity to be back on this morning program. Notwithstanding, we'll go straight to the point. And like you said, having Mr. Bakary Camara as the Metro in Tanka we did now miss is one of the greatest opportunities that you have that we can utilize and completely go through it. Mental health, the Association for the Mentally Disabled Gambia, like we've said, is a mental health organization which basically does advocacy, capacity building, and also engage people at different communities when it comes to mental health and well-being. Like I previously said on this morning program, we as an advocate group, we don't just magnify, but we also try to be partners in at least addressing most of the challenges we have within mental health, because when it comes to mental health services, we know no one player can do it all. That's why we have him amongst our midst to completely tell us something specific. But the association, as I said, was established as far back as 2004, September. And from that time, from one leader to another, up to date, we've been constantly engaged in capacity building, community outreach, and also policy and all other legislative dialogues when it comes to mental health and mental health issues across the country. Okay. As we speak now, we've not pioneered, but been among people who pioneered and initiate a network of experts that we call the National Stakeholder or the Technical Working Group for Mental Health, which he is a part of. Right. The country program officer for mental health is also part of it. The lecturer at the School of Nursing also within, and different players. We've tried to diversify it in a way that we have representation from different facets, and which will be very diverse, and we can authoritatively say a certain evidence-based info when it comes to mental health. Yeah. This is what AMDG is. We have been doing, and this is what we will continue doing as an organization. Yeah,
so Mr. Camara, thank you so much for having you on the program, and thank you so much for the work that you do with a lot of challenges. So Tanka is that one organization where, for me, I feel like challenges never end. It never ends, because when whoever you talk to that is a stakeholder in the work that you do will always tell you they're constrained, there's a problem, we need to improve on this, we need to improve on that. So I just want to know, at this point in time, give us an update about the happenings there at Tanka, specifically on the challenges, because like I said, there's no point in time where I talk to a stakeholder in the work that you do that does not tell me that the constraints are still there. There are no improvements and all of that. So take us through.
Yeah, I will first and foremost say thank you, Jenaba, and thank you, Ibrahim, and then thank you, my colleague, my partner who invited me on this show. I take this thing as one of the most important things to, in regards of mental health in this country. Right. I will always, any platform I stood or stand, I will always tell them, mental health, no one is immune to mental health, because we are all, subscribed to it at a point where all of us, could at least fall into it. Myself, being the matron at that place, I could be admitted in that place because I'm not, I'm not immune to it. So I always start with that. Tanka being the only psychiatric hospital in the country, is challenging because Tanka has a bed capacity of 150 bed capacity. It comes at a time where we exit the limit of admitting patients, but at the point we have 67 patients at the moment. During the COVID-19 time, we were having more than that, or closely to 150. Okay, challenges are just numerous, but we know mental health not only in the country, mental health in all over the world is a challenge. But moreover in the Gambia, the stigma and discrimination is becoming higher and higher. And then we will still expect more and more, because the mental health personnel in the country are just few, are limited. Limited in the sense, the medical field are not interested. Most of the personnel who are into it are not interested to read and study the area. That's the realistic, because they feel like there is no incentive in it. If you do it, you become you will be at least mad. Because I remember when I was going to study the specialty, somebody out there was telling me, a colleague of mine was telling me, do you want to go and run mad? Why would you want to go and study, mad people? I said, no, don't use that word, mad people. They are mentally challenged individuals, but then again, they are part and parcel of us. And they also have their human rights. They also have their fundamental human rights that we should respect. Now, if told that we don't concentrate on it, then who's going to take care of this kind of people? It's going to be difficult. We cannot all be in the one way where we will all go and study Opsangani or do whatsoever. No. In health is diverse. One will study the other end, the other one will also read the other end, so that it becomes a whole way. And then we will all work together.
Yeah, so Mr. Kamara, the issue is, whenever people come here and talk about anything related to Tanka Tanka, they talk about the meager resources available, the subvention. I want you to delve into that, because at the end of the day, you are at the helm of leadership when it comes to Tanka Tanka. And then when they say Tanka Tanka, they are not doing well, they won't understand that the money does not come from your pocket. You're just there to coordinate what you have. So is there will coming from the side of government in this area? You talked about the discrimination and people saying, oh, it's psychiatry. Does it go beyond just the individuals, goes into government, even when it comes to their willingness to see the institution improve?
That is a very, very good question. The commitment is just not there. Let me just say it. Mental health in this country, especially Tanka Tanka, has been sidelined. You will see some of the high rankers or positions individuals, even to come and see, they will just tell you, they'll just hear the name Tanka Tanka, but they don't know where Tanka Tanka is even located. You understand? And some of them, even what they will do, anytime they want to visit Tanka Tanka, some of them will just come at the gate and start calling me inside, telling me they are scared to come inside. Just imagine that. For me, if you call me and tell me I'm outside, so I want to see you, I tell them no. You have to come in and see what we are going through.
Yourself?
Yes, yourself, because you become the technicians of whatsoever, or the policy makers. So I expect you to come in and see us, how we are also struggling inside, and how we face with our challenges. Okay, Tanka Tanka is faced with numerous challenges, to be realistic. When it comes to human resource, something else. When it comes to material resources, you don't talk about that one. At the moment, as I'm speaking, there are certain medications we have or we don't have. These medications are very crucial because these are particular individuals, when their dopamine system is high, obviously when they are brought in, they are aggressive towards anyone. Even you, the health worker there, they are aggressive. If you can see, this is all caused by a patient. You'll come, you'll be hit.
So sorry.
Yes. So we are faced with all this, but then people don't see it in another way. It's difficult because, like the mental health practitioners or the specialists there, they are less than 5.
Wow, that's crazy.
In the whole country.
That's
at the moment, especially at Tanka Tanka. They are less than 5. We have 3 or 4 generals working there. All the rest are NS. So those NS are just assistants to us there now.
Yeah,
we almost have 14 or 15 assistants. So where do you think then the expert will come in now, or the good care of these particular individuals will come in? It will become challenging. It will become difficult.
Now let's talk about. I want to know what leads to most of these people getting to that stage. Some people will point out to cannabis, some people point out to drugs. So the number of cases that leads, because of drugs and maybe, being depressed. Can you tell us, can you clarify that? Most of the patients you have, are they, their brains also, like, I don't know how to put it.
What is the leading cause? But we have like 5 minutes, so we'll just share this in a minute, probably.
I mean, how sometimes things transpire at your place.
What's the leading
the major
factor?
cause of mental health.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about the causes. When you talk about the causes, causes in general, blood, we have the genetic comes into play, then environment also comes into play.
So it's
now it's environments now where it falls. That's where we are now. We have been exposed with so many, substance, psychoactive substance use. So that is where we have this tramadol and then the diazepams and then the other pumps, the clonazepams and the likes. So you will see a particular individual, especially along the Senegambia highway. You will see a youth who will have a Coca-Cola. You think that is a mere Coca-Cola the individual has. No, there is something in it, either tramadol or diazepam in it. So now if you take that one, the immediate impact is there because this is psychoactive. It keeps you more alert because you will become so high. Then that is where the grandiosity will come in, the hallucination will come in, it will start blowing castle in the air. So you are sitting, brewing attire. In fact, you don't even have an attire. You are thinking about, you are saying, oh, I will go to Babylon, I will make it.
Yeah, because things are happening.
Why are you doing that? Because the psychoactivity in you is just running.
Yeah. But I think this is a conversation for another day. We should expand on this and provide more time on this subject. But then quickly, the community outreach, talk to us about the community outreach quickly. And also, I think the pharmacists also have a role to play when it comes to the diazepam and the tramadol. But like I said, we should do a more extensive program on this. Yeah, so the community outreach.
Yeah, specifically we are preparing for a community outreach, which is key in our activities. And as he have rightly mentioned, seeing the percentage of youths walking around on the streets, mentally challenged, or even clear and visible signs of mental imbalance is too high. So as an organization, we have always been doing that and we'll continue doing that. That is to engage different communities, to promote mental health and to also make them understand what they can do at their own community level, basically, to help each other to either prevent mental health conditions. And in case there are conditions that actually happen where they need to refer, these are key things that we are doing, and we will engage different communities from now onwards on our plan to completely deal with this activity. But the most important issue right now that we are more concerned with, some of the policy dialogues we have, legislative-wise, like previously I said it, and I will say it again, the mental health bill still lying somewhere somehow. We will continue talking about it until it is given the attention it needs, because it protects you and I and everybody.
Yeah.
Because in one way or the other, these are tools and documents we need to facilitate, protect, and even put something that we don't expect in the nearest future. The other thing will be Gambia as a state signatories to most of the WHO conventions when it comes to the right and right for persons mentally challenged, and specifically within disability. So if we are signatories to this, we should completely try to respond to some of these immediate needs and try to deal with it.
Yeah, so quickly, before we leave, Mr. Kamara, you talked about mental health at the stage where you have to go to Tanka Tanka. How about the mental health where you don't need to go to Tanka Tanka, but you're mentally challenged? For example, I have gone through depression. There was a time where I was literally depressed as an individual, and I've gone through different stages of trying to heal and all. So therapy really in Gambia is not something that people are taking seriously. Probably at the time that I was depressed, if I was in another country, I was going to have a therapist probably that I can talk to and explain to the individual what I'm going through. Because obviously in Gambia, we talk about listening circles, but who trusts listening circles? I don't trust listening circles. Well, I'm not going to go to a listening circle and tell them my problem, the reason why I was depressed. Never, never, never. But the issue of people who are mentally challenged and sitting here, for example, probably at the time I was depressed, I was coming to work, sitting here, doing my work, talking to the public, but nobody knew I was really depressed, and it could have been suicidal.
So, absolutely. Thank you very much. That plays a very crucial role. Anywhere I go, most of the time, I must have individuals who usually are bold enough to confess, or bold enough to say whatsoever. Mental health in the country, as I always say, it's unfortunate. We should have a rehabilitation center. This rehab, the cases like depression or whatsoever, you don't need to be admitted at Tanka Tanka. You don't need to do anywhere. All what you need a therapy. Whether it's a domain call, a component in mental health called psychotherapy. I mean, that is a talk therapy. In the case of depression, when we have a proper rehab center, this in particular individual will just go and see his, either a talk therapy personal or whatsoever. But in the Gambia, it's unfortunate. We don't have such of those nature. So all what they think is medication, bombard you with those medications, and those medications are also harmful into your system because these psychotropic medications, you are loading them in particular individuals. What it does to the body, because they have a lot of the metabolism system in your body. Usually, it does not filter it out most of the time. So that is why when you are on these medications, you are expected to do certain tests. Means you have to do the LFT, that is the liver function test, the kidney function test, and the last. Because if you take this medication, they go directly to the liver and then to the kidney. That is why most of the time you see somebody is on this medication, you start seeing him, the individual building weight, have puffy face, and they end up telling you that you are enjoying. That's the Gambia. They will tell you are enjoying. When you are only accumulating toxins in your body. And that is not an enjoyment. See the puffy face or pee or the body or whatsoever. That's not enjoyment. So they are just killing
sick.
you. Yes. These particular individuals does not need those kind of medications. All what they need is someone they
therapy, one-to-one conversations.
You talk about something that is very important. That is this secrecy. There is difference between secrecy and then confidentiality. So people don't know this. Confidentiality, when you come to the health facility, it is confidentiality we have, but we don't have secrecy. Secrecy is between me and you. We don't want anything that goes through us. We don't want it to go out. But confidentiality within the domain means, like I have a patient now, and this particular individual, I saw the individual, so I will write something. So in case where I want to stop now, I will just refer the person through or a specialized somebody. So, but then the way we communicate is to write. You have to write, then the person send that document to that individual. So now, where is the confidentiality?
It's not there.
It's not that the confidentiality within the professional, but the next minute, people mouths, they have a diarrhea.
Doctor, dégal metron. Doctor yi seen boppa dañ wara sétat seen boppa dañ dé wax.
Yeah, indeed.
Fi dëkk bi dañ dé dégg o ki amna li ki amna febar bi naka la génné because professional bi wara sutura individual bi sutura ko. Doctor yi dañ dé wax dé té they took an oath.
Jenaba mentioned it. I mean, there are people that are going through a lot. All they need is someone to talk to, someone that will help massage their brains. I mean, to bring them back to life. You understand? Why it's very difficult.
It's very unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Yes.
I mean, Munalawa almost.
Yeah, but due to time constraints, we might have to just draw the curtains here. So but very, very important topic. Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to this community outreach in promoting mental health and well-being. And we, if I have the time, I would definitely want to pop by to attend. As an individual who has dealt with issues myself, it's important that we normalize mental health issues. But thank you so much for joining us. We'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, Ibrahim, we'll be talking about the devastating effect of sand mining on the Gambia's coastline and this particular project on rehabilitation of abandoned quarries along the Combo coast. So we'll just go for a short break and we'll delve into that.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience. Banking the smart way with the new Ajibank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Ajibank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Ajibank, your investment partner. You are asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now, choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price, only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jenna Basonko. So Ibrahim, now we're about to shift our attention to sand mining, you know, which has really left a devastating impact in our environment. And a specific investment and development company called SMJ is working to restore and rehabilitate the affected areas in the country. And when we talk about this, we're talking about quarries in the country and rehabilitating and restoring them. And obviously, this has been a conversation for a very long time. You know, sand mining has even caused
well,
you know,
a lot of damage,
a lot of controversy as well among young people. Yeah. So it's good that we see a company set aside to ensure that this places are restored and rehabilitated. But thank you so much for joining us, Alhaji Mamadou Samate, who is the managing director of SMJ, and also Mr. Bankamane. Thank you so much for joining us. And I love the outfit because it shows you're up and ready to restore and rehabilitate. I like that. Yes. So we'll start with Mr. Samate. Thank you so much for joining us. How did this idea come about? Obviously, a damage has already been done, but you could have focused on other areas to say, oh, I feel like I will focus on other areas where it's easy to change, but obviously already damaged quarries might be very challenging. So what really pushed this investment company to say we are focusing on this?
Okay, this company started in 2017, 2018. That's when we had the Faraba incident. Myself, I'm a chartered architect who lived and worked in the UK, came to Gambia about 8 years ago. And when I saw it on TV, people are dying and so on. And then I went to research a little bit about sand mining. Then I realized that sand is a problem here because the Faraba incident was just one incident. And there could be many more because of the scarcity of sand for construction. You could ask yourself, there's sand everywhere in the world, but at the same time, not every sand is suitable for construction.
True.
So being an architect and an urban designer as well, I know a lot about this. And then I started looking at alternatives, knowing that in the UK, most of the construction sand comes from the water. So then I contacted some friends and so on, and then with my partner, who is Omar Jan, we had some friends, we came together to set up this company, which is called SMJ. It's a dredging company. It's a marine engineering company that also does dredging. Then we started the program in 2018, 2019, but because of the COVID-19, we couldn't proceed further. Equipment were here. And the main purpose of going into the sand sector is to come with an alternative to coastal sand mining. Coastal sand mining being the areas from Batokungu all the way to Katong. We know Gambia's economy relies heavily on on tourism. And now our beaches are all gone because of sand mining. And that whole area is exhausted. It's almost 20-something kilometers long. But to find a suitable place to build a 5-star hotel today, just a size of 200 meters by 100 meters, let's say, a suitable place, it's almost impossible at that place, out of 20 kilometers plus. So, you know, this is a grave concern. So we started the project with coming for an alternative to stop sand mining. Because sand, I mean, we can blame the people because they are the ones who are giving the license and others, but we have to blame all, you know, ourselves. Because this building, I believe that this building sand came from that same place.
True.
You know, so can we blame anybody there?
No.
We all need it. So at the time, it was the only thing available. That is why it was the option. But there are other options, like how they do it in the other parts of the world. So this is the system we brought in here. Here I have small brochure. Is called the Crown Estate Marine Aggregates. This is the UK's version of dredging because they get most of their sand from dredging. You know, they've been doing this a long time. In fact, last week, I think geology brought in some people from the UK, geologists, to advise them about the same sand mining solutions. They came, they were very impressed with the system that they see at the SMJ. So knowing this, we all know that Gambia needs sand. So hence we brought in the dredging. So when we brought in the dredging as well, we said, okay, where would we start the dredging? Then one of our colleagues who is now our colleague, who was the then environment director of NEA, told us there's a place by the Denton Bridge. There was a study done by the Royal Haskoning where it was advised that the sand should be removed because it's causing a lot of problems. So we said, before starting anywhere, why don't we go and start with the problem? So we went down and looked at the report. It's called the Coastal something report by the Royal Haskoning. The government has it. I have a copy at the car. So we took that and looked at the areas that they advised to be removed. And, you know, surprisingly, there was a lot of sand. So we said, let's start with that problem first, rather than going somewhere else. So once we are dredging that area, now sand is almost available throughout the country from that area. You know, now the next move is to go and restore the areas that were damaged. This is the second part of the process.
I want to know, how are you going to restore that place?
Yeah, I think Mr. Mane can come in there.
Yes.
Well, actually, Papa is the he's the expert.
But do you think it's achievable?
But yes,
yes, on your side, because you know, I was going to ask you that. Do you think it's achievable?
Absolutely.
You know, because as an individual who always says no to things when they do not work, you know, it's important that we highlight that, because we've had a lot of projects. We've had a lot of people sit right where you're sitting with the brilliant ideas to do certain things for development. But at the end of the day, you know, it does not just happen due to one reason or another.
So how do you intend to restore that place?
Well, Papa, I think he's better suited to answer that. But I can go in there for a second. You know, to answer your question, when SMJ came, started the operations here, initiated by Alaji Mohamed Samate and Omar Jan, there were a lot of skeptics, because nobody ever saw dredging in this country before. They didn't know that something like this could happen here. So obviously, I'm sure you all had a lot of information about how the bridge is going to come crashing down, how Banjul is going to get flooded. A whole lot of misinformation that was based on, to a great degree, ignorance, because they didn't know anything about dredging. So obviously, when the company started its operations, one of the first things we wanted to do was to prove to the country
that yes, this is doable, and yes, it sounds like a massive endeavor, but yes, we can achieve it even though we are a small country. And now, so far, this is the only company in the country that is able to provide sand to this country, because sand in the country has gone. I mean, it's finished, depleted completely. They've destroyed everywhere there is sand now. So now this is the only source of sand. Now, coming back to your question with regards to whether this is doable. Yes, it is, again, it is doable too. One of the things that the company has even done already is that it has brought in an ocean dredger, which is a massive, and I mean, it's a behemoth. When you have time, please visit our site at the Detention Bridge. You will see it.
Yeah,
there.
I think I saw it.
Exactly. And this is one that is going to be put into action to get sand from the sea and pump it into all those trenches that have been dug over the years and destroyed. Yes, I'm telling you, when you see these machines at work, you'll be very impressed. So as far as feasibility, the capacity and the ability to do it, that's a foregone conclusion. The company is equipped, it has the resources, it has the manpower, and it has the knowledge, the expertise to be able to deliver on it. Just like how skeptics thought it was not possible to dredge sand from the sea here and then supply the whole country. Now we have proven that yes, that's doable. This one too will come to pass, I'm sure.
Yeah, Mr. Samate, I mean, if the sand are restored, like what are we going to do to prevent people from mining again?
Yes, so now this is very important. This is very, very important. And even now, most of the areas have been stopped, but they're still stealing sand at night and other times. But again, this project, the question was, how was it going to be done? Banker has said something about that. It's basically having a dredger, pumping out. It's very expensive business. It could cost around 15 to 20 more, even more, euros per cubic meter. And this area needs about 40 million cubic meters more or more. 40 million. Expensive. So you're looking at $600 to $800 million. Wow. But again, look at the company. We didn't ask $1 from the government. We went and bought our equipment, which is around $20 million. We brought it into the country. We did not ask the government $1 again. We said we're going to restore this land. And if we restore this land, give us part of the land. When you give us part of the land, we bring in development. When we bring in development, this is how we make our money. Isn't that the easiest?
Well,
Will anybody do that for you today?
That's a fair deal.
This is because we're
okay. Gambians.
Yeah. It's a fair deal.
Look at him saying it's a fair deal.
Well, to
all
me,
of a sudden it's a fair deal.
It's not good for the company. It's not good for the company.
I think it's a fair deal. The reason is the land will be there. If it's not restored, we are not going to use the land.
We are not going
so what about if it is restored? I mean, those that restore the land, give them part of the land.
Exactly.
For me, I agree.
Exactly. And they are not charging anything. So it's not like, give me the land, I'll restore it. No. Let me restore the land. When it's restored, you come, you look at it, it's fully restored. You said, okay, you can have part. Because right now, there's no use for the land. In fact, it's dangerous because children have been, getting, accidents, drowning, and so on. So this is the only way a country like Gambia, Gambians can develop the country. It's not an easy one, as I said, because it requires a lot of capital.
Expensive. Yeah.
Because we are Gambians, patriotic Gambians. We could have $1-2 million anywhere in the world. You can go and invest and make a lot of money. But this is a very difficult one because when you invest, you don't even see the cash. You put in a lot of your money. When you put in your money, and how do you get money? You invite people to come and develop the area. But remember, the government wanted to develop this area for the last 30, 40 years. You remember every year, tourism ministers used to go out to get investors to come and build 5-star hotels in the area. Those days, the area was in damage. It was all intact. But they couldn't do it. It was difficult to get foreign investment into this country because it's a small country. Senegal today, Akon went there. He said he wanted to do
Akon City.
Akon
but we
City.
didn't see Akon City. Akon City never materialized.
What they did, they gave him a prime land, very nice. No work to do. Excellent work. Still now he couldn't get any investment there. So it's so difficult to get investment. But our challenge is we're going to restore it. We're going to spend millions of our dollars. Then, definitely we're going to get in investment because we need to make that dollar back.
So is the investment there already?
That's why the equipment is here.
Okay.
Yeah, the equipment is part of the investment because this equipment currently, millions of dollars. Every day this equipment, ask Bankai, they are the ones who pay the fuel. Even this dredger that is dredging at the Denton Bridge, you see the huge sand heaps.
Yeah.
Ask them how much fuel they spend every week. He will tell you into millions.
Wow.
Yeah, and this one is 4 times bigger than that one at the Denton Bridge, pumping sand. So because this job is huge, you need a huge dredger. So, but again, the company is just going to be spending money for the next 5 years or so But we are Gambians, and we see this being the only way to develop our country.
Yeah, so I see here Gambia New City.
Yes.
So what is this land going to be turned
the
into?
intention is the part the government will give us, we're going to develop it into, I don't know, have you been to Eco Atlantic City in Nigeria?
No.
Have you been to Palm Jumeirah in Dubai?
No.
These are all reclaimed land. Have you been to, what is it called, Victoria Island in Nigeria? These are all, Victoria Island used to be one of the worst places in Nigeria. They used to throw dead people there. Mangroves, look, very bad area. It was all eroding, people, sand mining and so on. But now it's the most expensive place in Nigeria. Gambia, this place is much beautiful than those areas. It's very beautiful. If we can develop this area, you will see a lot of the West African sub-region will come on holiday here because we have a peaceful country. And we believe that all these youths you see, they are going out, trying to go the back way and so on. Employment, good employment. You know, what they're going to look for, they will get better than that behind their backyards.
If they have it here.
Yes, and this is possible.
True.
Dubai today, you see Dubai, we all want to go to Dubai. We all want to go and do shopping in Dubai. But believe me, 90, maybe 80% of the money that was spent in Dubai is not from the people from Dubai or the Emiratis. No, it's foreigners who bring their money with locals, join together, put their monies together and develop that country. Every nation that needs development needs to do it this way. Because if you don't do it this way, you said, no, I'm going to do it, only my people, I'm going to do it, only so and so. It's not going to work.
It's not working.
So you allow foreign direct investment. You allow your people who are also interested to invest, and they invest and develop the nation. We see Burundi. Rwanda has nothing. We are Gambia is much wealthier than Rwanda after the war. But look at Rwanda today.
Yeah. Good leadership.
It's good leadership. You open your door for people. You encourage the youth. This is what we're saying. You know, so currently things are going the way we want it to go. And we require support from everybody because this is a very difficult investment, wallahi, very, very difficult. Very difficult investment. So the support from the locals, the communities, the government, this is possible and we all have a beautiful place.
What is the perception of the locals right now, knowing that, you know, this is happening, that you are working on the restoration and the rehabilitation
They're
of these
excited
areas?
about it. You see,
He's a local there.
Well, absolutely. I'm a local. I'm from Brufut.
Okay, so, you know, what is the perception?
They are all excited because, you know, if you know the history of these lands, these lands used to be women's gardens.
Right.
They are furrows, you know, the rice fields. These lands used to accommodate. I mean, if you go to all these places now, and you know the places before the sand mining and now,
yeah, it's sad.
You will cry. If you go to places like Khartoum, even those women, when they tell you their stories, it's just sad. So basically the devastation that has been visited on these places has been just nerve-wracking for these people on the coast. So essentially they have this pristine real estate, land that is just can be put into so many things.
Use.
And the community in fact used to use for so many different things. And all of a sudden, all gone. They have lost it all because all you see is big trenches all over the place, filled with water, and you can't do anything with it. And in some of these places, like a place like Khartoum, these trenches have become dangerous because crocodiles are now, you know, populating these places.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's become a problem. So a solution like this, obviously imagine what the community is saying. They're saying, please come on and do this because we need to get a lot of these places. I don't think, you know, it's sad because you live on the coast, but you don't even have access to the beach.
Yeah,
that's what has happened to many of these places, where literally these trenches have blocked the way to the beach. Yeah. So you go to a place like, what was the last place we went to? In Tujera, you see these people, they build these nice homes, and they cannot go to the beach.
Wow.
Because the beach is there, I mean, the trench, there's a big trench over there, and it's all water. And so they cannot say, they are saying, well, we live here, we can view the beach, the beautiful beach over there, but we cannot go to it. So the communities on the coast are excited, they are happy, they want to see this happen, and they are urging us to hurry up. In fact, this I got a call from...
Well, I think we need this type of investment. I mean, definitely.
For the country, it's a lot of things are possible. From theme parks, we don't even have theme parks here. We could have theme parks, water parks, and this we have people who are interested in investing in this.
Nice.
So once the place is restored, somebody will say, okay, I want to do the theme park.
Nice.
Okay, I want to do the jetty.
The shopping mall.
I want to do the shopping mall.
Yeah.
So these investments will come.
Yeah.
When we bring them down, then this is how it comes.
And also, I'm happy you talked about irregular migration, because a lot of young people who live along the coast, easily go to the back way.
Exactly.
So that, if this happens, because back way is not going anytime soon, if this happens, it will really help. Exactly. And I'm happy that it's not going to be an Econ City kind of narrative.
This one
I'm happy about that.
And today, if you look at, let's say, look at Cape Point.
Yeah.
If you look at Cape Point, there are some hotels in Cape Point. Because of the hotels in Cape Point, the land immediately after the hotels become the most expensive land.
Yes.
So these people, they have this prime land as well. People of the combo areas, but they don't see the value.
Yeah.
But if I come down and build a 5-star hotel there, a theme park there, and they are just meters away, automatically it gives them value. The roads are done, the street lights, everything will be done.
Yeah.
And they also will see some of them have huge lands. They could cut these lands. The value automatically triples, quadruples. So this is it. So development, when it comes, everything around it affects.
It does.
And this is very important. And they will, a lot of income will be generated. Employment and so on. So I think it's a good project.
And this is not just some crazy dream.
Yeah.
I can assure you.
Okay.
This is a plan in the works.
And it's happening.
And it's happening. It's just a matter of getting all the institutional support that it requires and community support. And, as people in the media and all that, get the support and let's get it off the ground. It's doable. Yes, we can do it. A lot of times when you come up with these, because there are too many failed projects.
Wow, then come in. Come hang so they may be mean that
absolutely.
Yes.
People will come and make big statements about stuff.
And it never happens.
It never happens. That is true.
And I can assure you, this is not like, just like the dredging. When the dredging first came, people were saying,
wow.
And then all of a sudden dredging is happening and they're like, wait a minute, they can do this? Yes. And now you have a lot of people who are getting the idea in their heads already that they too can dredge. And it's like, okay, we are moving to the next level now. Let's take this even further. There are big things, and the machine, the equipment, the expertise is already in country. This is not like you get the agreement or whatever and then you go seek out investment. No.
Okay, you're using local labor.
The investment is here.
Experts and locals.
Okay.
So the experts are here.
But then you're using the locals.
We have a lot of locals. They are training. Because they're not able to run the dredger yet. But we have a lot of local staff.
Okay.
Yeah, at least more than 100.
100, nice. That's good. Thank you so much for joining us. But just in case, do you need a PR team?
Yes, we will be.
You need a PR team?
Balde, Genova is making a pitch.
So she's up to something.
Why not?
Why not? Man, my dog said this morning, them see investment project.
Why not?
Them for the Balde,
let's get the deal right here, right now. Mohammed, if you are watching, Balde and Genova are already on our team already.
We might be on your team. We might be there. Because millions of dollars you might dig on. But thank you so much for joining us.
I hope the government at least will come to terms with the agreement. So that we can keep this project ongoing. This is going to benefit the whole country. And it's not a little thing. It's a huge investment. So we are impressed. For me, I am impressed.
Thank you.
From
the government side as well, they've showed a lot of support. But these things, you cannot just rush them, which we understand. Because it requires a lot of stakeholders. And currently, the stakeholders are having their meeting. So they're also doing their part. So that at the end of the day, the locals, the government, the investors, everybody will get what they want and what they deserve.
And we're happy that you came back to your own country to do this investment. Just that is inspiring. Thank you so much. Ibrahim, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. While they prepare our agreement for our move, we just allow them to go and put their heads together.
Mohammed, I love you, but we have to do this.
We have to do this, right? So that is all we have for you. Have a nice day. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.